Hey fam, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. I've been out of the country, but we have a lot to talk about. Y'all, we are at season 18, episode 13, and we still have not gotten to the point where Robin is sitting on that bench crying. Now they say it's coming next week, but I'll believe it when I see it. All right, y'all, sit back, relax, and I'll see you here after the new jingle.
I believed in living this lifestyle. It just makes each of us better. I expected there would be other wives. I think there's room for everybody.
I liked sister wives. I wanted the family. I didn't just want the man.
All right, everybody, let's jump into it. Every time I hear the opening music to this show, I secretly hope that each week 2 more rings will drop. All it takes is to loop the one ring drop and then just add 2 more. That's all I'm waiting for. Here we are at another gender reveal for Mykelti. Now remember, the first one did not go well. They tried to make elephant toothpaste. Having been a teacher in the past, I know exactly what went wrong with that. But this time they just did it over Zoom. Now, remember, there was a talk of a reunion that couldn't happen because of all of Robin's kids feeling unsafe and all that great stuff. And then, of course, they couldn't do a Zoom for the Christmas reveal. So they did a Zoom for the baby reveal. Now, of course, I felt like this was going to be a little iffy because here we have the wives who are no longer with Kody. And then we have Robin and Kody, who every time they've done a Zoom, even since COVID, they've been together. Christine and Janelle are like, hey, they're a couple, whatever. I don't care. They're there. That's what it is. And here we are. Now, I noticed that she talks about, and by she, I mean Robin, talks about how she's hoping that with this reveal and the kids seeing them on Zoom, they will notice their encouragement and their smile. What smile, Robin? You scowled the entire time. Now, I don't know if it was nerves or if it was just you're a mean AB, but you didn't smile at anybody, as a matter of fact, so whatever. And then my question in the whole Zoom was, where was Mary? Did nobody call her? She couldn't get on Zoom? Technical difficulties? She did not pop on. And then, of course, it is explained later that there is some tension between Mykelti and Mary, and so she would not have invited her to the reveal. Now, I have to say, it was almost sad to watch this Zoom because here you're looking at a screen full of people who look like they've been gathered by a company to be laid off. Now, Kody has said on several different occasions that he's waiting for his children to reach out to him. He wants them to make the first move. The phone works both ways. You're literally sitting face to face on a computer with your children, and you're looking down the entire time. But I will tell you what the gotcha was. Nobody said, hey, Dad, hey, Robin. But what was said was by Maddie's beautiful little girl who said, oh, look at my cousin Avalon. That's the person in the family she knows. Not, hey, there's my grandpa. There's my grandma. And where were Robin's kids? Were they on the call? Because I don't remember seeing them either. Stop being a helicopter. Well, we shortly thereafter find out where Mary is. She is in Parowan still, building that carriage house. Child, if you don't go ahead and get a new storyline, for real, I'm trying really hard to support her in the fact that she's doing this thing on her own that the family doesn't know about, and she and her best friend Jen are having this adventure, but it's just getting boring. It's getting old now. And really, quite honestly, Mary, I'm starting to side with Kody. I don't even know why you keep being on this show. I know you need your check, but I'm tired of watching you build the inside of that daggone carriage house. Okay? Christine talks about dating, but she doesn't want to do just these kind of one-off hookups and things like that, and they're all sitting around talking about it. She's a little embarrassed of talking about it because the kids are telling her, maybe you should do this. Maybe you shouldn't tell them your real name. Just give them a fake name and then be like, hey, actually, it is me. So she's trying to say that she's very embarrassed. But you know what I noticed was that not only is Christine getting ready to date, but Christine looks like she be getting lit. Did you check out the bar that was behind Christine? Now, I don't know when they started drinking, but Christine looked like she could have a party that was turned up to the turn up. I'm telling you, Christine looks fun. I don't know that Christine's perfect, and she's not. There's no such thing. But she does look like she would be a really fun person to hang out with. I mean, she's a grown-a woman, and she's not with her man no more. She's not with Kody. So, girl, turn up. Then we see that she and Janelle decide to go on a road trip. Now, this road trip was kind of cool because, again, Janelle is asserting her independence as she's always done. But now she's free of Kody, and she's like, I'm just going to take time to go on a road trip and just talk about my issues with my friends, my friend. So, of course, they start asking... Christine starts asking about whether she has seen Kody. And she's like, I don't even know if I'm really married anymore because I haven't seen Kody in like 10 months. I haven't talked to Mary in a year. I don't miss Kody. I don't really miss Robin, and we know she don't miss Mary. So the only person that she is hanging out with is Christine. Christine is her bestie, She says that Robin and Kody have, this life together. They are living monogamy, and she's okay, right? We know that last week, Kody showed up to see this really cool apartment that Janelle now has. And I have to say, he kept saying, I'll never live here. This is not a place I'm going to be. But really what it turns out is I think he was jealous. I think he's jealous that she finally got something that was really nice on her own. It had nothing to do with him. So no, Kody, you won't live there. You shouldn't live there. Honestly, you shouldn't even want to live there because that's just one more place that somebody's going to put your stuff out to the left. So we see him sitting in his couch interview and he says that, he and Robin have this very special life. You've had this special life for a long time. You've had this special life since she came into the family. You might have slowly leaked out this life to everyone else, but we saw it. Your wives began to see it. And it's not a special life. It's called a monogamous life. That's what it is. Every time I hear him talk about how he doesn't believe in polygamy anymore and he's lost his faith and blah, 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 it always takes me back to the season where all of the wives visited their friends. And the one guy who basically said, and I think all of his friends actually said, we just felt like this was a way for Kody to be the center of attention. And I think it's true. I think that Kody has been a narcissist since he was growing up, since he was in high school. I think he came back and thought, you know what? This is a way for me to have everyone focused on me, attention on me. I will get all the loyalty I crave and want. But now it's backfired on him. What's done in the dark will come to the light. So if you did not have pure intentions in becoming a polygamist, here you are, the light. He was sadder about his car going than his kids. He tried every which way to get that car in that trailer. And he was more worried about that car leaving his family and all the memories that happened in it than he talks about the memories with his kids. That's sad. I'm going to tell you, I got a little bit of the ick. I threw up a little bit in my mouth when Robin said, I fell in love with Kody in that car. I heard God speak to me in that car. There were a lot of fun memories that happened in that car. I bet there were. Nasty. You little nasty. I'm trying to figure out how everyone has the same memory of traditions stopping when Robin came into the family, but he doesn't remember that. Every person has said, when Robin came into the family, we used to have Friday dinners. We stopped doing that. We used to have other things that we did as a family that we didn't do when Robin came into the family. Sounds to me like if everybody else remembers the same thing and you're the only one who doesn't remember it, You're the common denominator. Janelle says she doesn't want him to come back. She don't need him. She also feels like she is having to fight to get her estate separate from them. Now, what I find ridiculous about this is this point. Be a man and give her what she's owed. I don't care that you still want to be with her or you think she's going to reconcile. Give her what she's owed. Now we can go back because we've said it 100 times. And I have to say this season has been interesting to review at all because I feel like a lot of us as YouTube content creators talking about this show just keep saying the same things over and over. And it's almost hard to give you new and exciting content, except for the things that happen outside of the show. So, of course, we've talked about Christine being very smart, buying her home, and then going to Kody when she was ready to leave and saying, listen, why don't you let me keep the equity in the house? You can have my land. You can have it for $1. People do that all the time. And Janelle, of course, bemoaning the fact or thinking back on the fact that she is now in her 50s and has nothing to show for it. And now she's trying to fight to get her estate. All she should have to do is go to Kody and Robin and say, listen, I do not have any plans of staying in this marriage. Therefore, I would like my portion of Coyote Pass to do with what I please. Now, I don't know that if she could have done that at the time that we're watching this because the land was not paid off. But I really feel like there could have been a way for her to at least have something for herself out of all that she had given, considering that she was kind of the financial guru in the family. Now, Mary, still taking her delusion pills, thinks that when all is said and done, that everyone will get what they are owed when it comes to Coyote Pass. I'm not so sure. Now, maybe the fact that Mary has said it out loud and on TV makes that a possibility, but I don't think so. There's going to be some way around it. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that Kody will ever do the right thing, especially if it's going to at all hinder he and Robin's luxurious lifestyle. I feel bad for the kids. I feel bad for Janelle and Christine. And in some ways, I feel bad for Mary. Because for him to call her up or to say to her, you know, I really don't want to intertwine my life with yours, but we're not, she talked about how he said, but we're not met. And then he stopped himself and said, we're not living as a married couple. Both things are true at the same time. I don't know, y'all. I'm bored. I'm getting real bored and I'm ready for some action because these last few weeks, the 2 weeks that I didn't review, I felt like were a lot of flashbacks and memories of, and you know, this week we got to see kind of Janelle being on her own and, you know, talk about her separation, if you will, from Kody, but not a whole lot happened. Again, I think it's the things outside of the show that make this worth talking about. Case in point, I have not listened to the Kody interview. I'm sure that I will in the next few days, and I will have some things and some opinions to share. I did hear a little bit of Maddie's first podcast ever, where she talks about the fact that if her children saw her dad, they wouldn't even recognize him. That's sad. That is an epic fail on Kody's part. He has failed his children, and he is now failing the next generation of seed, if you will, that he has produced. I'm happy that Maddie has gotten to a point where she says, I cannot talk to my dad. I don't know who I'm dealing with when I do. They are not around him. And I don't know if she said it in the podcast because I did not hear the whole thing, but I have heard people say that she referred to needing to keep her children safe, needing to keep them kind of at a distance, if you will, until she maybe knows what she's dealing with or at all. Because I have to say, I would not want my children around a man who called me, their mother, his child, a jerk. And Maddie has always been my girl. Maddie has always spoken her mind, so she's not going to stop now. Y'all, this is a short review because there wasn't a whole lot to talk about. I think we've just seen the same thing over and over. McKelty needing extra attention and attention seeking on the screen. Christine is left and she's living her life and loving her life in Utah. Janelle has now left him. Mary's doing her thing at the B&B, and Robin's still delusional and crying. Not much has changed. All right, y'all. I will see you next week. I think it's the week that Robin has a breakdown. We can only hope. All right, y'all. Remember, if there's anything you want to do, go ahead and do it. Don't let anybody stop you. There is enough room for everybody. So please go out there and shine. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and hair grease. We out.